Greet you all in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For me, it's an honor, it's a blessing, and it's necessary. No. It's an honor and it's a blessing, and it's a privilege to be here. I'm here because of one person and one person alone. It's Jesus Christ. I'm not going to sit here and talk about my testimony that started in 2000 and what, because I believe that we as Christians, we need to always have an ongoing testimony, because we can't have a testimony of the past to defeat current devils that are around us, because the current devils around us are dangerous and they're completely different to the ones that were before. We need a testimony that is current, testimony that is alive and that is real. I give thanks also to this association that without knowing my past, without knowing my history, without knowing anything, accepted me and gave me the opportunities and gave me a family when I didn't have a family and I didn't have anything. They gave me everything that I needed at the time, plus more. And today, thanks to Reem opening me the opportunity, I've regained my life back in society. I've regained the relationship with my family. And I'm not going to say that my current journey has been easy, because whoever says that it's easy, it's not. It's not. Just to give you a small background of where I've been and what I've been, I've had the privilege of traveling many countries with this association, with this ministry. I've been able to go to Mozambique, I've been able to go to Swaziland, I've been able to go to Namibia, I've been able to go to Botswana many years ago. And in the past 4 years, when I came in the last time, and up until the weekend, I was in Portugal. I had the privilege of going to Hong Kong, which at first I was scared, I was skeptical, because people talk about Hong Kong, China, what you're going to eat. That's the first thing people ask me, did you eat any cats? Nothing like that. For me, it was an eye-opener, and it was there where I was able to grow. I went as a normal servant, as a normal helper. We were only a group of 5 people, and during the course of the period, I was given the responsibility to govern, to take charge of the daily operations of Hong Kong for a period of about a year. I was there for 18 months. In total, it's been 4 years that I've been in Rima, and one thing that I can say is you cannot put a time limit to your stay here. You cannot say, in 6 months' time, I'm going to be leaving, or in 3 months' time, or in 1 year, because God is always working in our life. One thing that I pray for on a daily basis is for doors to open. By the grace of God, I'm here today because certain doors have opened in my life. So I spent 18 months in Mozambique and Swaziland, in between in South Africa, and then I had the privilege of going to Hong Kong, spending another 18 months, close to 2 years, and I had to leave Hong Kong. It was unfortunate, but because of the current pandemic, I can never say that word, pandemic, my visa didn't get renewed, because the Chinese have got their rules and regulations, and they're very strict. So, and they knew that there were flights out to Europe, so I needed to leave, which was sad, but I believe, and I've got the faith that I'll return to Hong Kong someday. That's on my priority list, is to return to Hong Kong. And then I had the privilege to go to Portugal, to HQ Spain, but I had the opportunity and the privilege to go to Portugal. Yeah, one thing I can say is Portugal, another eye-opener when it comes to work. It's The few people that are here, Pastor João, Rita, Roy, I think they know what I'm talking about. The vision is the same, because vision is, Rima's got one vision, and that's worldwide, but the dynamic is on another scope, is on another level. So, I was able to spend 6 months in Portugal, and due to some personal reasons, I needed to come back home. Um, that's personal. It's my mother was in a bit of a situation, so I decided to to come back home. And a couple of weeks ago, one of the pastors was preaching about. They gave a title to a message, and the title was, "There are certain decisions that God cannot make for you," and that for me was, wow. And that was a decision that I needed to make for myself. Because there's a saying in Portuguese, and I don't know how to translate it, but I'll try, that mothers there is only one, but fathers there are many. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are here. Happy Mother's Day to Rita, and a special Mother's Day to my mom at home. So that's that message touched home where I needed to make a decision. Um, I was the responsible of a house in Portugal. I was the responsible of a shop. In Portugal, there are many shops, charity shops. And yeah, I needed to make a decision. I know that it wasn't an easy decision to make because this is my house, this is my home, this is my family. Spend time with João, spend time with Pastor Dari in Mozambique. But Rima's, it's my home. It took me from when I had nothing. How can I forget this place? It's a lot of gratitude, a lot of everything. I gave a testimony also last week, Wednesday, and I was pretty much speechless because there are words that cannot describe. Some people, they come in and take it as a joke. I was one of them. Many years ago, I came in and I took it as a joke. I was with Stanley before, and we've built a close relationship. Um, a relationship, ministerial relationship. Um, and we need to have that relationship with one another. You need to have that with your responsible. It's because you never know where you're going to land up. I went to Portugal and met some people that I'd known from here, and that helps a lot because if you ask God to open doors, He opens doors in ways that you don't even know. Believe me. And it's not the size of a person's testimony or the size of the stone. It's how you throw that stone, it's how you portray and how you give your testimony. A small example, David had 5 stones and he killed Goliath with one. So it's not about the size of your testimony or where you've been or where you're from. It's about being grateful and just being who you are. Don't be somebody that you're not because it's not worth it. And don't put a time to your stay here. Look at this place as, while you're here, look at this place as your home, as your family. Whatever you need, you've got your pastors, you've got your responsibles, you've got people around you. And this is a place of a house of worship, it's a house of freedom. They say that there's liberty in the house of the Lord. Yeah, there is. So I was person comes here with a lot on the car. I had big sermon, not sermon. I had a big testimony, but you come here and you tend to forget what you want to say. But I think the most important thing is that you need to give gratitude. You need to give thanks, and you need to just let God work in your life. Because without Him in my life, I've been arrested, I've been on the streets, I've had nothing. And I'm not saying that today that I have everything, because every day God is helping me and renewing me. Every day I have battles. Every day I have trials and tribulations that I that I deal with. We've all got our own personal issues and difficulties. But I'm very grateful to be back. There's no place like home. I missed my mother terribly. And Joburg yesterday, I arrived Friday afternoon from a 27-hour flight. Flight stopover in two places. So yet Friday I done nothing, but yesterday I needed to go and do some grocery shopping for my mom. And I tell you what, it was as if the GPS, I knew everywhere, I knew where to go, what to do, and you must understand that I started driving in Portugal on the other side of the road, completely different. I came out of my mother's house and I went onto oncoming traffic. People hooted at me and beeping at me and all of that stuff. And you just need to. And I've done the same when I went from Hong Kong to Portugal, because Hong Kong we drive on the same side as South Africa. So from here to Hong Kong, I didn't need to really adjust, but from Hong Kong to Portugal, I needed to adapt it. Then you need to change gears with your with your with your left hand, and it's a little bit disorientating. But yeah, we need to give thanks. I want to give thanks to Pastor John, his wife, for this opportunity to be here. I found Pastor John last night. It was good to hear his voice, and it's good to be here. And um, I look forward to being of assistance to Pastor John wherever needed. I'm here. He knows my strengths. He knows my strengths. He knows my weaknesses. And like I said to Luis Miguel, which is the director of Portugal, it's my priority to go back to Hong Kong. And whoever is listening, whoever is watching, it done me wonders, because I can tell you now, to step out, and the work that you do in Hong Kong is not gratifying at the moment, but you only see the gratification at the end when you receive photos from Mozambique, Swaziland, South Africa, wherever, of the people offloading the stuff that you load. Our motto is help us to help others. So the work that we're doing there, that we're loading, we're working very hard. We're collecting stuff on a daily basis from people to fill a warehouse, to be able to put that stuff in the best possible way, manner. Sometimes I know that there's screws that are missing or this or that, but it's one of those things. To fill containers to send it to Africa. I'm from South Africa. I was born here, so I know the necessity. So the opportunity arises for anybody to be able to go and serve wherever the Lord sends you. Who knew that I'd land up in China? Who knew? My father, late father, said, you'll end up in China and you'll possibly find somebody. And honestly, I did. Walking the street, I saw this one guy that I was at school, out of the blue. So yeah, don't close your vision of about, because God is everywhere. God is omnipotent. So don't put a limit to your stay. Don't put a limit to anything, and the limit to what God can do in your life. Don't think because you don't have a family today, or you're not speaking to your mum, or you're speaking to your dad, or X, Y, or Z. He's the God of impossibilities, and everything is possible. Amen.
Thank you, Ricardo.